Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? I hope you're well. Hope you're having an amazing day. I am Dr. Tammy, success strategist and literacy educator. I help you move in the direction of more and prepare for what's next. And today we're talking about that. This is another episode of Journey Toward More. And we're talking about some of those things as it relates to reading that will help you move in the direction of more and prepare for what's next. And I came up with this idea for this project because I have an online reading community, Women Aspiring for More. We have transitioned a little bit, and now I basically have two running. But initially, about 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago, May 1st, I started Women Aspiring for More. Women Aspiring for More is an online global reading community from women all around the world, of over 200 women. And we would read nonfiction texts, nonfiction books, whether it was memoir, self-help, inspiration, motivation, whatever. Sometimes it was financial literacy, different books as it relates to our growth and development, both personally and professionally. In this community, I decided after a year, it had been established a year, I said, hey, I need to capture the stories of the women who are here. We've been doing this a year. They've been going live. We've been having discussions. We've been having our roundtable discussions on my public pages. We've been doing all this sharing, but I really need them to capture it. It'd be nice if not only we can capture them, but give back and allow them to grow as an author and use it as a springboard. We've been reading other authors. Why not become authors? So it was really a good experience being in the community. So I wanted to create that with this project. So let me just say, this project started probably about 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, because it was a year in, and it has definitely been a labor of love. It's been a process. We had long pauses, long stops, but we have completed it. We have brought it to the finish line, and it is ready for you. It is reading as a social action, women aspiring for more. And yes, I am being sharing my goals here because it's volume one. So I expect for us to do this again and capture stories. Like I said, there's over 200 women, so there's stories galore. And so we just captured a few in this particular book. And I can't wait for you to get it in your hands after May 1st. It launches May 1st. Of course, if you purchase it now, it's on pre-sale for $20 at a discount. And some of the ladies are actually doing something interesting. And today I have one of the authors. I have Mrs. LaShun Gaines. She is one of the authors in the book, and I want her to share her chapter, her story as it relates to reading and just the process of writing and being a part of this project. So I can't wait for you to meet her. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself, but I really want you to meet some of the authors. And this is just the second interview in the series. We had another one earlier today with Mrs. Shantae Lister Mitchell, and so this is Mrs. LaShun Gaines. So we're gonna keep this rolling, keep this party going. So this month you will definitely be hearing from the authors. So I'm excited to share them with you. So I'm just going to bring LaShun in, and we're just going to just have a conversation. We're just going to have a conversation. If you're joining us live or on the replay, in the comments, tell us who you are, where you're joining us from, say hello to us, put an emoji, do something to let us know you're here and that you have joined us at some point. Hi, LaShun.
Hello. Hello.
How's it going?
Going well. Going well today.
Oh my goodness. So I am so excited to have you here today. It is amazing to be in this project together. As one of our other cousins has said, hey, Tanisha.
Hi.
Oh my
Love
goodness. I'm
you.
so glad. We love you. We're so glad you can watch us from the plane. So the thing is, like Tanisha said, we are all cousins. And so it's a particular honor to have her to say yes to be a part of this project. But before we go get into it, I want you to introduce yourself, tell people who you are and what you do.
Well, first of all, Dr. Tammy, and I have to get used to saying that because Dr. Tammy is my cousin, and I am so excited about this opportunity. I thank you and all of our co-authors and women aspiring for more for allowing me to be a part of this project. And I am just simply a wife, mother, a minister, Bible teacher, and educator. And I'm just passionate about um, reading and writing, teaching reading and writing, and the love of reading. And I'm just really excited again to be a part of this work.
I love it. I love it. I'm so glad you are a part of this work. So let's just dive right into it. Oh, and let me just say who we have here already. We have Miss Shantae. We interviewed her. I interviewed her earlier today. Thank you. Thank you for sharing and sending invites. Thank you so much for popping in and saying hello to us and sharing this out. So, LaShun, what made you now, I am asking this question because I know most of you are thinking, "'Cause that's your cousin, because that's your family." No, that is not why. I don't think so. We're gonna find out actually. But what made you say yes to being a part of this project?
Well, for those who know me, know that I'm very spiritual, in prayerful consideration, and in tune with what God lays on my hearts to be a part of. He moved on my heart to accept this opportunity and to say yes. For a long time, I have been a reader and a writer, and most of that has just been private between me, myself, and God, and then sharing that out with others as He leads me. And so He was a big part of that. And then the other part was connection to family. Of course, growing up with my siblings, my parents, and my extended family, my cousins, that was just part of our everyday life and spending time together and connecting and reading and writing. And I come from a family of educators and leaders. So that just filtered and made a big impression in my life. And sharing any of those experiences is always powerful. So we are a connected family as well. And so we're sharing and supporting one another. And with the Women Aspiring for More, birthed out of my cousin's vision, Dr. Tammy Francis, this was an opportunity to engage with other women aspiring for more who also have their passions and purposes that they share out with others. And so, again, I'm just excited to be a part of it. When I said yes, I knew that the strengths of Dr. Tammy and the other women would pull me along as far as expanding my perspective, expanding my talents and abilities. And Facebook Live was one of them. So my cousin inspired me to do that and to be a part of this. So again, professionally, my church family, immediate family, and others inspired that connection.
Oh, that's awesome. And I promise I didn't tell her to say any of that. I didn't know what she was gonna respond. So Shantae says, excited to be a part of this project. Yes, yes, it's with both of you. And
Thank
then,
you.
hey, and Gladys, hey. Thank you. And I agree with Shantae. Please share the broadcast. Yes, thank you. So let's discuss your chapter. So, what is the title of your chapter?
The title of my chapter is Renewing the Spark for Reading.
And so, why did you choose that particular title for your chapter?
Well, reading is learning to read, rather, is a very empowering experience. It starts when you're very young, when any person is very young, and just building upon that. We are also created for a purpose on purpose. God has designed us with unique talents and abilities. And my talents and abilities in the area of writing have developed out of the response to what I read and to what I take in as well. And so the purpose of and the love for reading and writing, sometimes when we have more time in our lives to make room for it, it does grow and we do make time to ignite that creativity. And when life takes place and you have other responsibilities, sometimes it can be very or quarter. So with the pandemic going on and other shifts that were going on in my life, I had more time to make room for it. So when I was asked to be a part of the project, I said yes. And again, this is just renewing that spark that was already there, something that was already there, and just making it new, having new creativity, new perspectives, and new connections.
That's amazing. So, which is all about, I'm glad she she mentioned some of those terms because all of those are a part of my brand, and so I really love that she talked about those connections and those conversations that we have because that's a big part of what we do. And so, okay, so your title is renewing the spark for reading
Mhm.
and talking about that from a community standpoint. So what did you it this what did you include in your chapter and how did you decide what to include in your chapter?
Yeah. So I included information about my experience with reading, kind of in my experience, how connections are made, my experience with reading, with women aspiring for more, and co-authors, um, the sense of community and perspective, brain power, how reading does spark brain power, and renew that passion as well as creativity. So those are some of the things that I focused on, and all of that can be enhanced through conversations and connection. And so those conversations and connections can spark creativity and other perspectives to allow you to be able to expand that and enhance your creativity.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So speaking of creativity, when we're talking about what you've included in your chapter and renewing this spark for reading and just getting re-engaged with community and how that encouraged you to kind of pick up the books and kind of keep reading. So what was your writing process like? What was that like for you? So what is typically your process? Do you just write? Because I do know that I don't know if LaShun mentioned this, but part of her chapter is a poem, and I know she is a poet. And so what what is your process like when you're writing this other type of writing, right? What is it that you do? Do you outline? Do you just kind of go in and just write it? What was your process like behind the scenes at completing your chapter?
Well, initially, writing comes natural to me, but to spark this creativity, I really used a poem. And when you have a chance to read the book, you'll see what the poem is and be able to read that. But the poem was my response to the experience, the experience of connecting with others and sharing texts that we were reading together, or just sharing experiences, or just being able to encourage, uplift, and inspire others. So from the poem, sparked some of the topics that I mentioned earlier that are a part of the book. And then I just really structured the rest of the chapter around those specific topics and pulled out from my experience how those weaved into enhance that experience for me. And the writing process is just that part of the writing process. As a teacher, you just get out your first thoughts on paper. And once you have that draft, then you go back and reread what you've written. You continue to enhance and refine that. So you definitely have to have time to do that, make the time and the space to really personally reflect on, what is that message that I want to get across? What all do I want to include? So you have that messy copy to the final published and revised copy as well. So it's definitely a polishing process, but it was initiated through poetry.
Right. Oh, that's good. Because I think that's a little different because I am not a poet. All of my poems sounds like 80s raps. So that's interesting that you started with the poem and then moved into the descriptive part of it, and more of the encouragement and inspiration through the, the in your chapter. So the thing is, you know, I am, I kind of do the same thing. I kind of start, like I tell my students, just get it out of your head, just get it out of your head. And that's kind of how I write. So I really connected with you saying that, like, just get those thoughts out and then we can go from there. Let's get those things out. So when we're talking about your chapter, we're talking about how you actually came up with the title, the content, how you wrote it. But could you tell us, like, who did you have in mind? Like, I know that this is Women Aspiring for More. It was from the community of women, but is that who you had in mind when you were writing it? Because I know, because the book, of course, is going out to the masses, so men, women alike will be picking it up and purchasing a copy, right, y'all? So, well, who was the audience that you had in mind when you wrote the poem, when you went into the actual chapter that you wrote? Who was that audience that you had in mind? Who was that person or that group of people that you had in mind when you were writing this?
I can't name a particular group of people. I would say to all, just because of my heart and love for teaching, inspiring the next generation, of course, because that's part of my work professionally, as a mom, as just a leader. But as well, I would say all people, because as we come from the past 2 years where we have been more isolated than normal, on this path of life. We weren't with our families. We weren't with our close loved ones that we were used to seeing all the time. And likewise to students, they were isolated as well, even though we had virtual platforms for learning. Even what you did in your individual time now can be shared with others, whether it's through the platform or just connecting with someone to talk about the book. And so that social action piece is important. In the school system where I work, there's a lot of people that deal with mental health issues. Just simply being isolated, makes that more prevalent. And so really being able to connect with one another, share ideas, to see from others' perspective, to fuel that brain power, that creativity, and that passion is important. And also your creativity as a person, because we are created on purpose for a purpose, and everybody has something to share out. And so my legacy would be, again, for the next generation, but for all people. What are you reading? How are you connecting with God first so that He can fuel you and you can fuel and inspire others?
Ooh, I love that. What are you reading and how are you using that to impact others? I love it. I love it. I love it. So, okay, so I usually have a signature question. And so my signature question that everyone gets, all the authors will get this one question. And it's really surrounding this idea that we've been talking about today about inspiration, motivation, encouragement, and some of what the ladies are sharing in the book is actually self-help as well. But when we are moving in the direction of more, we're preparing for what's next, whatever our goals are. What piece of advice would you share with women, men, those who you had in mind when you were writing? What piece of advice would you share with them as they are aspiring for more, as they're trying to move to the next level?
So I would just share that, again, you have unique talents, abilities, and a purpose. And sometimes when you're about that purpose,
And
as
let's
what
see. There we go.
you need to have your creativity fueled as well. So reading, connecting with others, making that space and time that you can pray, meditate, journal, to write down your thoughts, to really be able to respond in writing, whether you want to do that personally, individually first, sharing that out with others can uplift someone else just like it uplifts you. And the most important part of my day is beginning my day with God, devoting time to really be able to read his words to me. That fuels me and my creativity. I may journal and write in response to that. Um, and then that fuels other aspects of my life, my daily responsibilities, my future aspirations, and personal growth as well. And so, just to be able to read, to be able to connect with others, and again, be able to connect with God so that you fuel to connect with others is truly, truly important.
Yes. And so I really love that. And I don't know if you know this, LaShun, but today I shared um, the introduction page of your journal. I know that I took a photo of it. I didn't take her private words, y'all. I didn't put that on there, but it was interesting. I had a feeling she would be talking about journaling today, and so I actually posted that in my stories. I'll have to post it over on Facebook on my in my stories there. But yeah, capturing your thoughts and your ideas and putting them down, and then of course, you know, prayer, meditation, devotion, those things also. I love that. You know, take some time for self. A lot of what we talked about in the community and the things that we read was really about that, the self, and focusing on self and self-awareness. So I think all of that lends to that. So do you have any other words? I didn't mean to cut you off, but you mentioned journaling, so I had to pop in and say that. So I'll pause in case you had any final other thoughts as it relates to what you just said.
Yeah, just journaling is a love of mine. Again, my mother inspired that in me to just be able to write down and respond to your thoughts, and also, just to write down your ideas. Those ideas don't surface for any reason. They're surface for a purpose. So you have to capture it when it comes to you. You need to capture it, write it down. You may not expand on that idea or that thought that comes to you at that time, that you'll come back to it. And so a lot of times, if you carry a journal with you or carry just a notepad or something to jot down your ideas, that will come to you. And that comes in that creative time and that mindset when you're still, when you're fueling yourself, when you're connecting to God and He's giving you those ideas. You need to capture that and you need to write it down. Again, always be reading, always keep your mind open, be reading and looking to better yourself professionally and personally. And again, share it with others. Share something that will inspire others. We want to show love to God first and then show love to others. And more than ever today, we need love. We need to show that and share it out with others.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And so the book is on pre-sale right now for the month of April. And so you can definitely 2022, just in case you watch this in another year. April 2022 is on pre-sale and it's $20. And I would encourage you to get, if you follow LaShun, if you are engaged in LaShun professionally, personally, and you know LaShun, I encourage you to grab your copy from her, get a copy from her. That's how you can purchase and get a copy, reach out to her, connect with her. And so LaShun, so what are you working on now? So now you have this chapter done. You've written this chapter. You're now an author, and it's complete. And we have had many conversations, as she knows. I'm going to put it out in the public, in the atmosphere right now. LaShun and I have had many conversations about her writing, putting her poetry into a book. And so I am definitely going to put her on the spot to ask about that. So, but I am going to make sure that I ask it in a way that's general. So once she comes back, we will definitely ask. So we apologize for the tech issues and the is a little glitchy, but So LaShun, I was talking about you while you were gone. And I was talking about what do you have next coming up? You have this one done. You're now an author. So tell us what you're working on now. What are you doing now? What's on your goal poster for this Q2? This is quarter two. Started a couple of weeks ago. So what are you working on?
Well, I'm working on ways to share again the good news that God loves everybody, and He desires to connect with you in a way that's real and personal through a relationship with Him. And that's my background as a minister, as my family has shaped me, my mom, my siblings, my parents, everyone, and also how you were created on purpose for a purpose. And so my next works that I will be working on is ways to share that out, to reach out to others who need to know they were made and created on purpose for a purpose. God loves them and desires that that be shared out with others. And I am, as she said, working on other things that have been in the works for a long time, but waiting on His timing to be able to share that out with everyone else. In my professional work, I am an educator, so every day I am impacting students, changing one life at a time through teaching, learning, and supporting those who are educators as well. And again, just ensuring that my connections with my family, those that I interact with on a daily basis, are encouraging, uplifting, and inspiring. So I want to thank everyone who is a part of this, thank all the co-authors. I encourage you to watch all of the videos as well and the interviews that come out. I definitely want to put a plug in for C4C Global, Dr. Tammy Francis, and all the things that she is doing. Also, Tanisha Barnes, T Barnes Beauty. Thank you and you're welcome. All of the entrepreneurs, because we have to get behind one another, share and support one another. So I truly appreciate everyone who is inspiring that in me, and I plan to be that for you as well.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, and you know, her son has thank you, you're welcome. And so she shouted him out. I saw that he has followed us on a few of the pages. Hello, DJ. How's it going? Amazing artist and creator. And so I just wanted to make sure that I captured that because she mentioned that. And of course, our cousin who joined, who we talked about at the beginning, T Barnes Global Lifestyle. So global lifestyle. So thank you so much, so much, so much. So, okay. How can your peeps purchase the book from you? I know I flashed it up, but please let them know the best place and the best way. I know I listed a whole lot and I will flash it back up again, but what is the best way or how do you want them to contact you or to get in touch with you in order to purchase a copy of Reading as a Social Action, Women Aspiring for More. So excited, y'all. I'm so excited.
You can connect with me via social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook. My email address is there. If you would like to purchase a pre-sale copy, which I strongly encourage, you can send it via Cash App. Also, I have PayPal as well. And again, I appreciate all of those who have already pre-ordered their copy. And again, just once you read it, my challenge for you is to share it with someone else. You know, purchase your copy, read it, and then share it with someone else as well, so that you continue to share that spark for reading.
Oh, that's awesome. And I messed up because I didn't put the PayPal on here. I didn't update this for the PayPal. So we'll have to, so she will definitely post a link to the PayPal in the comments. So that way, if you do want to use PayPal, you can do that. Of course, you'll have the other things on the screen, but after the broadcast, we'll just make sure, and I'll just make sure that I go around to all the platforms. And in the comments, we'll make sure that we post the PayPal link. So you can also do that. So I do apologize for not updating that. All right. Thank you, Shantae, for being here. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of the community and
Thank
being my
you.
guinea pig, as she said earlier. So you definitely got to go back and watch her broadcast. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you, LaShun, for your time. I appreciate you being here and being a part of this project and sharing a little bit about your chapter. Of course, y'all, you're going to have to get the book in order to actually read it. I mean, you will not be disappointed. Now, it's volume one. And like I said, I am just manifesting that this is one of many. And so from the community, but this is the first. And her chapter starts off with the poem. And I just want you to get it so you can read it and enjoy it. And then, of course, what her suggestions are her encouragement and her experience with renewing the spark for reading. So I really, really enjoy. I'm really excited that she was able to share some of that with you. Because, like I said, y'all. Like I said, she has poems galore that I have been trying to get her to put in a book. So I finally got her to put one. So we'll see if we get her to get some more into a book. Into a book. So LaShun, what you shared with me, is that for the PayPal?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to post it in the comments while we're live, so it'll pop up there. But then also, y'all, if you have any questions, please definitely ask us in the comments, and we will definitely come back on the replay. I mean, not the replay, but we'll come back after the broadcast and definitely check in and answer any questions. Thank you so much. And any final thoughts, any final words?
Just thank you all for being here and again for supporting this work. Thank you to Dr. Tammy and the co-authors as well. Just super excited to continue connecting. I encourage others to join us. Join us anytime as we are continuing to connect. And again, we in advance appreciate you purchasing a copy of our book. Again, thank you to everyone that joined us today. It's truly an honor to be here and to be able to have this conversation with you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining us. That's all we have today. I am Dr. Tammy, and this is Mrs. LaShun Gaines, and we will see you soon. Just know that we'll be around this month. Be sure you check out her post and shares and those things as it relates to the book and any updates as we go on. We have some things in the works and plan, and so we probably have a few events going on too. So stay tuned so you can join in those events and or come check us out, come meet us. If we have any face-to-face events, we would love to have you if you are in the area when we start announcing some of those things. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for those of you that are coming on the replay. Appreciate you joining us and being a part of this journey toward more. Y'all take care, and we will see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye-bye.